Hey y'all, it's your girl Wisdom, and we are back with another episode. As y'all can see, I have been a busy body just creating, and I am right now prepping for a pop-up shop that I have. So if you're able to see this before the pop-up shop happens, I hope to see you there, or if you are in the area that I am in. And if not, I appreciate the support anyway, okay? On today's episode, we are talking about how do I stay confident as an artist? And I feel this is a very important question, number one, to be asking, just because not a lot of people are confident in their work that they produce, or they feel swayed by on which way they should go with the type of work they should produce. And I feel this is a great question that I can pick apart for different avenues and for different artists. So hopefully I answer you guys' questions in the right way. So with that being said, let's get into the video. To begin, I want to just discuss how I personally stay confident before I get into how you can stay confident as an artist. So the number one thing I always say is, if you're not confident in the work that you produce, nobody else will be confident in the work that you produce. Okay? If you don't love what you do, then it kind of defeats the purpose of having confidence to begin with. And I love what I do. I love creating abstract work on different mediums. So like skateboards or wood, on a canvas, on a shirt, on fabrics, right? Like I love using my creativity, and I love it being forecasted in different techniques, in different ways. That is what I love to do. And confidence for me comes from me just being confident in myself and what I'm producing. So my work stems from, my dreams and my visions. My work stems from my connectivity to a higher source, a higher power. And so because I believe in that, I know that the work that I produce will attract those that meet my same vibration. So I would say having confidence in my work hasn't been a difficulty for me. It's more so, I find a difficulty where other people that haven't seen my style of work before, that just being translated, there's a difficulty with that, more so on their side, and then making sure I can communicate it in the best way, that way people can understand. So yeah, I would say for people that lack confidence in the work that they do, ask yourself, is this even the work that you want to produce? Because a lot of times we get to a point where we're producing things where we're just producing it for the money, or we're just producing it for the gallery, or we're just producing it because it's a trend, and this trend will make me more money, which, sometimes those are all cool and dandy, but if you don't have a balance between the work that fuels your soul and the work that makes you money, right? That brings you in that income that you're needing, especially if being a full-time artist is something that you want to do, or you just want that passive income, just a little bit of extra change in your pocket, make sure you have a balance between the work that you produce. So for me, I have work where y'all can see, I have work where it's emotional based. And usually those are works that I know that I could come out really fast and really quick, or like my custom apparel. You guys seen those. And if you haven't seen those, make sure you go to the website and check it out. But my custom apparel, those are works that I can push out like in a day, because I've gotten so good at doing those. And I know, not that I sell those for a cheaper price, but I would sell it for a price that's different from this work. Like this work, it wouldn't cost the same price as my custom apparel, right? So if you're struggling right now as an artist with being confident in your work, ask yourself, do you love what you do? Do you love it? And are you doing it for the right reasons? And confidence just comes with knowing the truth about your gift, knowing that, number one, you have a gift, Number one, that your gift is here to translate and transmute the world, right? It's supposed to translate energy. And also it's supposed to translate, and by energy, I just mean translate conversation, translate connection, right? And then attract those that are in the same frequency as you, or people that want to be inspired by your work, you know, especially if you're trying to get into showing your work. I know this question definitely stemmed from one of my followers trying to have confidence and like showcasing their work to other people. So I think that's like another avenue. Like, you being confident in yourself is one thing, and being confident in the work that you produce, right? That's one thing. But being confident and showcasing your work to the world, you gotta know you the shit. And like, for lack of better word, you gotta know that your artistic capabilities, like, the universe and God gave you something. Use it and perfect it. You know, if you're, let's say, I put it like this. If you're jumping from medium to medium, not saying there's nothing wrong with this, because as an artist, create, express yourself, figure out the things that, if you want to try woodwork today and you want to try glass blowing on the next day, do it, be expressive. But I will say, in those times that you are being expressive and you're trying to see which form of art or medium of art is your thing, right? Or it may be working with gradient, whatever it is, right? And it doesn't have to be specifically art, but you could be a videographer, a photographer. What type of film do you want to produce? What type of photography do you want to produce, right? So when you go to these different avenues, right, of your artistry, and then you find your thing, right, stick to that thing and perfect it. And do it so much to the point where you like, ooh, I just know how to flow within this. Because once you do that, then you can start setting up where now you have a portfolio. Then you can start setting up things where now I can send stuff off to either galleries, or I can send, if that's where you want to be, I can send stuff off to maybe a restaurant or a store so they can hang my stuff in their locations, you know? Or maybe I can send my stuff so I can go to school for this, just depending on whatever your thing is, right? So I just want you to keep that in mind. Stick to that thing. And especially if you already know what your medium is, where you, number one, where you have fun in, there's a spark. Like, every time you create in this specific medium, the lights just come on. It just comes naturally and it flows. Stick to it. Not saying don't go practice on other things, but stick to it. And keep practicing at it, because you're only going to get better and better and better, and do it every day. Like, I know an artist right now, shout out to JT. He literally practices anatomy, sketching every day in order to become the best comic book artist that he wants to be, right? And his stuff looks good, and he practices every day. Like, it looks sick. So whatever art form or creative endeavor that you want to do, the more you do it, that's what builds your confidence too. The more that you're practicing that thing, you get better. And then you have to tell yourself, I'm better than I was yesterday. I'm better than I was 2 weeks ago. I'm better than I was last year. You have to be your cheerleader when it comes to your own art. And you have to know that the work that you're producing means something. And you also have to trust that whatever work that I do produce, I will attract the right audience. I will attract the right relationships. I will attract the right community that will understand what my artwork is communicating. It will understand, they will understand the value of my work, especially if they want to purchase your work. So I would definitely keep that in mind. I want to get into the next segment of this episode. When dealing with the pressures of society, We live in a world right now where social media marketing, content creation is like the biggest thing, like in order to showcase your work, right? And then also just getting inspiration. And another way to be confident in your work is, yes, respect other art forms, but also don't get into a place where you feel like you have to make something just because it's trendy. And it goes back into what I was talking about earlier, just making sure you have a balance. So for me, I'm an abstract artist. I like to create things that are fun and colorful. That's my thing. I know that's my thing. And I feel confident in that thing. But I also know, not everybody can pay a certain amount of price for what most of my work is worth. And so I make other things that are quick, fast, in a hurry in order. And then what people like, that is what quote unquote trendy, right? And that I know will sell, right? So you can see other artists, they make prints, right? Other artists may sell tattoos for their work, which is really cool. I might get into that where I'm selling like tattoos that y'all can actually go and get, and y'all just pay for like the stencil of it, basically. There's different things. So I will also say, if you're somebody that gets drawn into the pressures of society, I have to create art that looks like this, get off the internet. Get off the internet. Go into your practice, go into your meditation, and create. Just get off. If you're somebody that gets pressured by society and you project a lot of your emotions onto other artists just because you don't feel as confident in the work you're producing, because you don't feel maybe people understand it, get off the internet. Get off the internet and go into your journal. Get you a drawing journal, or get you a journal that expresses your creative ideas, specifically for your creative ideas, and go to work on that. You can be inspired by other people, but also, use social media to your advantage. Don't just look at social media as a way of, okay, yes, I want to do what they are doing, but I'm not doing that yet. No. Look at what they're doing and then say, okay, how can I implement this right here, right now, in whatever space that I'm in, right? So I know a big thing for me is I want a studio. And I know I'm going to get a studio, like a full-blown art studio. But right now, what do I have? I have my room. This is my studio. And I call it my studio because this is the place where I create. This is the place where I'm functioning, full functioning, and being in the energetic space of creation, right? So tap in to the energy of that, all right? Don't just sit there and be like, okay, well, I have to wait. I have to wait in order to get this. No, you can start right now. If you got a phone, if you got social media, and I'm speaking to my people that want to get into showcasing their work more, and you don't have to show your face if you're not comfortable. You got to start somewhere. And if you don't start somewhere, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't start somewhere, you're just going to let somebody else is going to do it. And then you're going to watch them do it. So I would just say, find your comfortability levels. You don't have to do things based off what society tells you. Because society literally, you got one trend that goes up, and then 3 to 6 months later, it goes right back down. And then another trend comes back up, and then 3 to 6 months later, it goes right back down. So no, who can actually keep up? Who can actually keep up? So focus on the thing that excites you. Focus on the thing that excites you. Focus on the thing that brings you joy. Focus on the thing that before you go to bed, you're having ideas about, and that's the reason why you can't sleep. Focus on that, because that is going to bring you, whether it's monetary, that's going to bring you the financial independence that you're looking for. That's going to bring you the accolades and the recognition that you're looking for. And that is also going to bring you community and opportunities to showcase your work in different spaces, you know? So being open with those opportunities as well. Another thing I want to touch base on is creating, trying to create work, and you have people that ask you, do you do this? So for me, I get a lot of people that ask me, oh, do you do landscape? Or do you do drawings of like celebrities? Or they'll ask me like, do you do pictures of cats? And I'm like, no. And so my answer, so to anybody who needs help with this, my answer is, I don't do this. I can do this, but I choose to do this because this excites me more. So here's an example. I can paint cats, but I choose not to paint cats because it doesn't excite me as much as when I paint this. So if you're looking for artwork that looks like this, I'm your girl. But if you're looking for something specific and you want to pay for something specific, I can recommend you to somebody else, or I just wouldn't be the artist for you. Be confident in saying no, because when you say no to them, you say yes to yourself, and then you say yes to another opportunity. That next person that may come may want exactly what it is that you create, and now you have the time and space to do that, right? Not saying that you can't go and create that picture of a cat, but you can also let the client know, like, you know, if somebody really wants a piece from you, but it's out of like your lane, you say, hey, I can do this piece, but it'll be in the way that I design my other artwork. And maybe that's what they want. You never know. Like, you may open up yourself to new ideas, but I will say when it comes to building confidence as an artist is to, number one, respect your boundaries as an artist. Define what those boundaries are for you within your creativity, right? And then tell people what those boundaries are. So like what I just said, that was like a boundary for me, you know, not saying that I wouldn't do something, but I'm open to exploring something else, you know? But like, if you are really specific in what it is that you want to do, that's perfectly okay. Like, who wouldn't want a confident artist, you know? But also give yourself the opportunity. Okay, well, if I'm not going to make a big old canvas that's going to cost $1,000, then what else can I make? Can I make smaller pieces that go up to $1,000 when I make it, and include shipping and all this other extra stuff? Like, I could do things like that and still make income. So I feel like for this episode, I've been talking to a whole group of people in different places within their art forms, and this is totally okay. So I hope that I've sparked some ideas for you guys, and I hope that I've built a little bit of confidence in you just to go. Like, the number one rule is to create. Just keep creating. Don't stop creating, especially when somebody tells you no. Especially when somebody says, I don't understand it. Somebody told me once that my artwork looks like, it looks like children, like something from like a children's book. I said, baby, that's a compliment. I would love to make a children's book out of my artwork, so thank you. They said it looked like a child did it. And I was like, thank you. Because I could tap into a whole new audience for that. Like, what? That is a compliment, okay? You really just have to be in that space where what you're creating, you know it means something. And if your artwork doesn't mean something, then that will be the place where you just need to explore some more. And it's okay to be in that space too. But yeah, other than that would be the end of our video. So I appreciate you guys for watching till the end. I appreciate you guys for asking your wonderful questions and for challenging me as an artist to even come here and even be expressive and just explain to you my knowledge and how I do things. So yeah, Until our next episode, I will see y'all later. Bye.